what we're discussing today is the Renewed Hope Housing Summit, PPP 2.0. We're here last year. I wanted to continue the conversation. The conversation is not just about policy. The idea is to begin to practicalize it. So yesterday we had an amazing session. We brought two amazing thought leaders around the world. One of them is Bill Ensley from the USA. He could not join us physically, but he gave us his own thoughts, his own experience, and he shared it virtually. Then we had Elena Paranitis, also from the US, but originally from Greece. And she's a PPP World Bank and IMF expert. She gave us insights on how we can leverage joint ventures to be able to get a lot of benefits from PPP. And she also gave us strategies on how successful PPPs have been able to work effectively in other climates. And we learned that PPP is not just public-private partnerships, but there's a last P. So it's not the 4 Ps. And that last P speaks about the people. We must involve the people when we have policies of this magnitude. That's the sentiment here. A lot of the developers, investors that came in to attend this event, of course, you've seen the magnificent job that the president is doing. Yesterday, that's correct, we had the Honorable Minister of Housing, Grace Education. He spoke so eloquently. He's just 2 weeks in office, so he has also promised that he's going to call key stakeholders, and he's also going to, once he settles down in office, bring out his own agenda for the ministry. We're excited to see what those agenda will look like, and we are definitely sure that it will trickle down to the masses. Affordable housing is a major conversation and challenge around the world, and we all know that where there are challenges, of course, opportunities.
Like all what our speakers say, the real estate space don't really mean for government alone. No, we need what we call PPP, private partnership, where government will bring on board the private people. They can collaborate and partner with the government. While doing this, it's going to reduce what we are facing in Nigeria when you call real estate or housing deficits. You know, Nigerians have been playing a very vital role in the real estate space. And we have looked into the area where we can be able to fill up the gap. That's the reason why the convening of this event, bringing on our team, the New Hope real estate agenda, which is very important. You know, we're looking at it. We're talking about the partnership with the government, how the private sectors can fund the real estate space, building more houses, government putting all the regulatory places so that it can be a soft landing for both the financier and the developers. Now looking at this, it's going to help us because this is sort of an awareness that this program has a formality and running over so that the real estate space can be well noted about the program. Apart from that, we're talking about the home ownership association, which is more important. You cannot put your investment down without putting all the real estate places. When doing that, it will add value and it will reduce the angle where we have an investment with buyer returns. You know, all these things will come and to show a straight line for real estate space. For the convener of this event, I'm really giving a very good kudos for organizing the successful event. We have people from the US that are here, people from Canada that are here, and we have our local people too that are here. So I believe collaboration, synergy, looking forward to make Nigeria real estate growth is the best idea that we are looking forward to. It's only Nigeria and all that. The people in the real estate space, they're not putting more strength, more support to when it comes to election or political time. You know, in US, the way the thing has been passed in the US, National Association of Realtors have their own delegates that's participating in any electoral act. Even because government needs them and they need government when it comes to real estate policy. Those are the people that the government will run to seek their consent, to seek their advice, how they can put the real estate policy in places. But Nigeria, the structure had not been put in places. And I believe something like this that the conveyance is trying to do, which will speak out and let the developer knows their intakes to participate and to give support to the government in the electoral act.
Looking at the issue of public and private partnership on housing, how the renewable agenda in terms of housing for the teeming population of Nigeria can become into fruition. It's actually very important. And what are the role of governments, the publics, the people, as well as even the projects? So that's why it's very important. So the government needs to provide enabling environments. There is need for transparency. And in terms of funding, all these issues have been discussed at the workshop in today's meeting. Politician, with what is going on, there's what we call reality checks on ground. You can see the facts. The government is doing so and people are there to judge. They're not doing well, people are still there. So I can see categorically in terms of strategies and in terms of value proposition from what we have seen so far, I would probably say the government is trying best in making sure that in terms of infrastructure development, creating a living environment for all our private sectors, we try. In terms of transparency, they still need to do more so that the citizen can believe so much in what government is engaged to do. The most important thing, create an environment for the developers. Three Ps. It's not only the 3 Ps, it's about 5 Ps. The public, the private, the partnership, as well as the projects and the people. So all this has to be incorporated into one scheme. We need to realize it. And we need to look at our property rights. We need to look at the assets to the property, to the lands, as well as access to credits. And not only access to the credits, the legal framework has to be well streamlined. And in terms of negotiation, we have to look at that. What I mean by in terms of negotiation, that could be dispute. Can I rely on the government of the day? Can I rely on the contracting side? Can I rely on even on the title that was given to me? That I can take it to the bank and the bank will give me facility for continuing my project. But above all, we're building for the people. It's the people because the people is the end user. Not the people are the middle class. No.
This workshop is really important because there is a huge gap between policy and practice. And in this workshop, we are explaining how there are best practices by which this gap can be closed with the participation of visionary private sector reformers. So the take home is that it is possible to close the gap between policy and practice. It is possible to do that with visionary investors, with visionary governors, with visionary politicians, and it has happened. It has happened in countries that had zero future, and now they are tigers. They're economic tigers, and they're doing very well, and they have very low level of informality, and they have a very big and growing middle class. Nigeria is too big not to lead. You are an extraordinary country with energy that is everywhere in the globe, and it's a matter of time to lead Africa.
As a nation, we are facing serious national challenge, trying to provide housing to the citizens of the country. The same applies to states. And this event is trying to aggregate opinion and come up with an idea, a workable idea that facilitates the provision of decent and affordable housing to the citizens of Nigeria, both at the national level and sub-national level. So it's of interest to us. It is quite obvious that gone are the days when the government is expected to provide the housing needs of the citizens. So it's only natural that a mechanism that will facilitate a very efficient private partnership under the coordination of the public, the government, under the is put in place to crystallize that vision. And today's event is one of those activities.
I think events like this are essential to the growth of housing in Nigeria. When you look at the problems that we face in Nigeria, housing, affordable housing, is a key problem for a lot of people. So having organizations like this establish or put together events like this where they bring experts from different parts of the industry to come and talk about the problems that they're facing, share their ideas for making it better. These are the kind of things that make it possible for us to increase affordable housing for the average Nigerians while also promoting the industry as a whole. We need to separate the Renewed Hope project from politics. The inspiration behind Renewed Hope was not anything to do with an endorsement of a second term. It was a genuine passion to do better for Nigerians, to provide something for Nigerians that has been missing from many administrations that came before. So I think we should not look at it as it is an instrument for 2027. No, it is an instrument to make lives better for Nigerians. Will it affect 2027? I can't say, but I think we should separate the two and look at it on the merits of what he's trying to achieve with this project.